How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's day's been going well. As we know, football schedule's been released, which means it is never too early to get some wild schedule predictions going for these Cincinnati Bengals. Let's just jump into this bad boy, jumping straight down the schedule, projecting a Bengals win-loss record this season from a extremely optimistic Bengals fan. We got Minnesota in week 1. It is an interesting first 3 weeks, really, 4 weeks if you want to throw it out there from a matchup perspective for these Bengals. First of all, you're going to go over their home game against what was really your best defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer in the past, 2 decades. What the things he did for this Bengals defense, amazing. Going to be a tough team to play. That being said, though, Minnesota, they've lost some guys in their secondary over these past couple years. We'll see if they can put things together, but I think Joe Burrow's going to have a heyday against these guys. 1-0 Bengals. We're going over to the Chicago Bears, where is it really going to come to fruition where Andy Dalton starts for these guys? Hey, we'll see. But if it did, another interesting matchup. In Chicago, could be a tough place to play. I am trusting Joe Burrow, though, and saying 2-0 Bengals. They're heading over to Pittsburgh. The Steelers, I just like to say they're going to smack like 87-0 every single time because, well, it's the Steelers. That being said, though, this is going to be a different Steelers team this year. Let's remember, this is a team that had a really good defense. They lost a lot of players due to injury last season on defense, even on that offensive line. That offensive line that was really the, difference maker and how good Ben Roethlisberger and his offense was for so many years. The underrated difference maker, should we say. But you expect more healthy players from that side of the ball. These guys come back ready to play. They bring in, a better run game. This team can play well. I'm going to say the Steelers take this one in Pittsburgh against the Bengals. 2-1 Bengals. We're heading to Jacksonville. Again, the quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks, the matchup, it returns. Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, and it's going to come down to Joe Burrow winning this one. Come on. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence does in this league. I still want to see him prove himself. Obviously, most of us probably here, Bengals fans, Buckeyes fans, watched how Trevor Lawrence played against these Buckeyes. Watched how he played in them big games. I wasn't that impressed. I mean, he was good, but he showed some weaknesses. So we'll see how he does. Starting here in the NFL. I don't wish the worst on anybody, but we'll see. Hopefully he has a good career over there in Jacksonville. Then the Bengals going to Green Bay at 3-1. That's going to be a tough place to play. Pending Aaron Rodgers stay there. Do I believe the rumors that he wants to go? I don't know. I just think they get to the offseason, they're like, let's just throw some wild stuff out there about Aaron Rodgers and see if it sticks. Packers going to win this one. I say Bengals 3-2. Into Detroit. Should be another favorable matchup for this Bengals offense. I'm going to say 4-2 Bengals. Baltimore. Tough place to play in Baltimore. Bengals, they've, fared well against Baltimore in the last couple years. A little tougher. We've seen the way they destroyed Joe Burrow with that offensive line last year. But that was a difference maker, really. I mean, well, in fact, they lost by 30 points. But that was kind of a difference maker, too, if you want to throw that out there. I don't know. I'm going to think about this one. Do they split the series against Baltimore? What do we say? The Bengals would be, 3-1, 3-2? 4-2. They'd be 4-3 if they lost to the Ravens. I think it happens. 4-3 is not bad. And they got to prove that they can slow down this Baltimore team before we can go out there and predict they're going to beat them. We're going to go to the Jets. W. That's all I got to say about that one. 5-3 Bengals. Got the Brownies. Brownies feel like that series that could be a split as well here. I'm going to say they take the one in Cincinnati. 6-3 Bengals. The Raiders in Las Vegas. Vegas is an interesting team. A real interesting team. I don't think they're going to beat the Bengals, though. I'm biased. I don't think they'll beat the Bengals, though. 7-3 Bengals. Back to Pittsburgh. Home game. Joey B. New look Bengals. Yeah, they're going to take it. I think they're going to split the series against Pittsburgh. I think this could be a legitimate team. We're going to know by this point in the year probably how legitimate this team is and how well this defense can hold up. But we're being overly optimistic. We're going to say 8-3. Going to the Chargers, another team, though. Tough pass rush. And honestly, I just don't know how I feel about the Steelers' offense. They got to prove themselves. That's the thing with the Steelers. The Steelers, you got to see them prove themselves. Going over to the Los Angeles Chargers, though, this could be another fun matchup, much like last year. This year, though, pending the Bengals should have a kicker whose leg doesn't fall to pieces and, just blow up to the other side of the plant there mid-kick. And they could win the game that way. But again, Chargers, they got that pass rush. Bengals, how will this offensive line fare this far into the season? Because that can be, again, the big difference maker in how many of these games these Bengals win is if that offensive line can keep Burrow upright, if he can stay healthy. Herbert's the real deal, though. We can't get too big on the Bengals. I'm going to say they dropped the one to the Chargers. The 8-4 Bengals up against a tough San Francisco 49ers defense. We're going to give it to San Fran here. Bengals 8-5. Denver, though. Different look Denver team. Still, we got to see them prove themselves. And they really haven't. They went defense in the first round. Got to stick with that quarterbacking situation. Lock, Bridgewater, whatever direction they appear to go there. I think the Bengals are going to have the upper hand on this one. The 9-5 Bengals heading into what could be the toughest stretch of the season. You got Baltimore. And I don't want to get stuck thinking about last year too much, but man, is it hard to forget about last year too much. But it's going to be a different look Bengals offense too. How do they slow down Lamar Jackson and company? And how does this Bengals wide receiver corps do against Marcus Peters, against Humphrey on this Baltimore Ravens team? A solid defense in its own. It could be a different matchup this year. I'll say the Bengals dropped this one. The 9-6 Cincinnati Bengals. Actually, no, it ain't going to happen. Yeah, right. 9-6. I don't know if the Bengals make playoffs with 7 losses. They're going to split this series with Baltimore. They have to split this series with Baltimore. And they're going to go out there heading into Kansas City playing some good football. We're saying 10-6 for the Bengals or 10-5 for the Bengals. They're going to head to Kansas City. That's a tough team to play. I get it. We're not going to get crazy here. Kansas City wins this one. Bengals 10-6. All of a sudden, this Cleveland game has a lot riding on it. Bengals looking for the playoffs. 17-game season this year. So will 10 games do it? Or will they need to pick up that 11th one to make the playoffs? Cleveland, at Cleveland. We said they was going to split this series, but this appears to be a situation where they can't afford to split the series, or can they? Can a 10-7 team make the playoffs? I think it's going to come down to those West Coast games, or those West Coast teams. We had them projected to lose the Chargers and San Fran. I think they're going to have to take one of those. This could be a tough Cleveland team to play. I'm going to say they dropped this one. I don't want to. It's killing me because I want to project a Bengals playoff appearance here. But we're going to say Bengals 10-7. What's the thoughts on that one, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, do we split the series with Cleveland? Or does the out west trip go a little bit differently? I mean, they are both home games. They're both in Paul Brown Stadium, LA and San Fran. That could come and play to their advantage. But maybe they go out west to LA or Las Vegas and they struggle a little bit there. We'll see. I'd like to see the Bengals go to 11-6. That feels like playoffs. 10-7, no. That's a winning season. That's trending in the right direction. We'll see. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Bengals season coming up. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.